Alright, what's good, y'all? Today we got put onto a really sick looking Pioneer Spirits list, and I am really hyped to play this. It is not your typical blue-white spirits that I would honestly be on most of the time. It's also not even banned spirits with Collected Company, but instead, this list is a blue-green spirits list that just plays a bunch of blue creatures, lofty denials, and 6 total Curious Obsession effects. So we've got 4 of the Curious Obsession themselves, and 2 copies of Sixth Sense, so that whenever any of our 10 1-drops hits a player, we just go ahead and get to start drawing cards. Over a course of a game, that'll probably get us more cards than either Spell Queller or Collected Company would on their own, making this a pretty sweet choice for what what the metagame would normally look like now that we've had a nice slew of bannings. So we've got Mausoleum Wanderers, 2 copies of Siren Stormtamer to protect any of our spirits that have an enchantment on them, and this is the only non-spirit in the deck. And 4 Spectral Spirits round out the 1-drops. We've also got 4 Blossoming defenses to protect anything that we put a Curious Obsession on. We've also got 4 copies of Lofty Denial in the main, and those are going to be really good because we've got 10 1-drop flyers. So the goal here is going to end up being play a 1-drop flyer on turn 1. Turn 2, you play either an Obsession with Blossoming defense backup, or a Lofty Denial, or any of our good 2-drops too. We've got Shacklegeist, Rattlechains, and Supreme Phantom. And rounding that all out is Nebelgast Herald. Not only is Herald going to keep clearing out the way so that opponents can't play flyers and protect themselves from us hitting them, but, you know, it's going to just be a great tempo card to control anything that's playing creatures that are bigger than ours as well. Be it red deck, something with black-green, or, I don't know, something with Thought-Knot Seer in it. Whatever seeing play, Nebelgast Herald will be able to tap it down and make sure we can win games. So over the course of a game, we'll end up just having a lot of really cheap interaction with the things that our opponents are doing, and we can even race things like red deck because we've got, you know, 2, 3, sometimes 4 power worth of like attacking sometimes on the ground. It's going to be really sick. So in the board, our main objective is going to be to protect our really good Game 1 plan. We've got 3 copies of Shaper Sanctuary, so whenever our opponents, like, say, mono reds or blue whites or whatever they are, they feel like targeting our stuff, we're going to get a draw card every single time they try, so that's going to be sick. We've got 4 copies of Cerulean Drake, because red deck is going to be one of the things that actually can race us. We've also got a copy of Shadow Spirit to that effect, too, so I'm really looking forward to trying that out against those guys. We've got 3 copies of Heroic Intervention, and that's going to be a little testament to blue-white, because we can't do anything about Supreme Verdict otherwise. Normally, as a blue-white deck, we would have access to both Spell Queller and Selfless Spirit in the main, so like Supreme Verdict, who cares? But this is not a blue-white deck, so we actually do have to devote sideboard cards to it. Rounding out the rest of the sideboard are 2 copies of Aether Gust and 2 Mystical Disputes. Aether Gust are just going to be normal fare. If they're playing like mono red, they're playing Prowess, they're playing something with green in it, cards great everywhere. And Mystical Dispute is going to be specifically because I expect to see both some number of spirits and a lot of blue-white. So these are going to be the things that we're playing, and now that we've gone over the cards in the deck, we're also going to get to check out, now that we're only 2 colors, we get to play a little bit of utility lands too. So we get to play 2 copies of Mutavault, which are just, you know, good cards. Like, they get pumped up by Supreme Phantom, they can be sacrificed to any black cards our opponent tries to play, or say Blessed Alliance, any effects like that, to keep our Curious Obsession things on the table. And we also get to play 2 copies of Hash Up Oasis. And sorcery speed, sure, but it's going to give a creature +3/+3. So in those late game scenarios where, say, we get, like, I don't know, a Mausoleum Wanderer by itself and that's the only card we have left, well, that Mausoleum Wanderer can just be a 4/4 for a turn, and that might be enough to get us across the finish line. So I don't know how good this card's going to be, but honestly, I really like the idea of it, so we're going to try out 2 of them and see where that goes. Also, our blue source number is not really hurt at all, so that's kind of where we're at right now. But now that our little bit of a primer's done, we're just going to go ahead and, as usual, jump into a league, check out some matches, and see how it goes. Alright, so we got round 1 coming up, and we did not win a die roll against Chicken, but that's alright. We'll see what happens. We are going to keep our hand. We've got some lands, we've got some 1-drops, we've got a good 2-drop. This makes us happy. Sorry about that noise there. I was watching One Piece before we started, which I'm getting really into. Like, we're in the middle of, I don't know, episode like 130 or some mess like that. Oh, haha! This is what we're doing. Okay, I can get with this. So if our opponent just attacks without playing a spirit first, I suppose we are going to try to block. Let's see if they flash in a rattle chains. Nope, they're going to wait for us to block to see. Okay. No, we'll let them have their one. I'd rather not just give up super free damage. Oh, there's the obsession. Alright, so this is kind of good. So let's go ahead and do this first, though. A Supreme Phantom for us. Alright, opponent, let's see what you try. And this is going to be one of those matches where, like, those sideboard and mystical disputes are going to end up looking really good. They did have the rattle chains, too, so good job to us for, I don't know, not getting blown out. But, it is going to suck if they have a Supreme Phantom, though, because that means they're definitely going to be winning this race. But, like, you know, sometimes you don't win a die roll, and it's what it is. Oh, an Applecat, or, Empyrean Eagle? Is that what we're doing? That is not what we're doing. Okay, you're holding up a Spell Queller, probably. That's fine. Nope. You can have your Supreme Phantom. I'm not walking into that, sir. Or person. I don't necessarily know that chicken's a guy. Oh, I like that. Alright. I like that a lot. Let's do that. So we're going to put a Curious Obsession on here and try to make it a 3-3. Okay, cool. We take those. Okay, yes, we would like to draw the card. Oh, I didn't click always yes first. That'll get annoying later. Oh well. So, Sixth Sense isn't exactly what we wanted there, but this is still pretty good, so I will shut up and take it. That is worth getting rid of their Mausoleum Wanderer, so I believe we should try to do that. Let's do that. Oh, they just took the Shackle Geist instead. Even better. Alright. Supreme Phantom this time? Okay, that's fine. So we are going to take our 6. And now we got to be really careful, though, because going to 7 is pretty dangerous territory. Oh. That's much better for us. If all they're going to do there is this, then we are very happy about that. Even if all they're going to do is, like, trade out this Spectral Sailor, that's fine. I honestly don't even know that I really want to protect this anymore. No, I want to protect it. I'm going to. So we're going to put in the Herald, and we're going to try to tap down the Rattle Chains, forcing a really bad block here. Alright. Okay. No, I like this, because we get to draw the card here. So let's see if it's a... Can I always yes that? There. Yes. Dang it. I was hoping for a basic island so we could flash this in, but I'm still not complaining about what we got going on here. And so far it is super helpful that all they're doing right now is, well, really this. Oh, that's it? Alright, well, let's play this sorcery speed and not tell them that we have a rattle chains. Alright. Okay, if they're sacking it, that's cool. We are super okay with that if they're just sacrificing it. Oh, it's literally just a sacrifice. What is happening here? Alright. So, I mean, they did mulligan, so they could just be really low on gas, but they have a rattle chain, so we should definitely not, like, by any means get any kind of cocky or anything. So we're going to play it safe and keep up the Blossoming Defense mana. If they, like, Spell Queller this, then whatever, so be it. A denial. That's fine. Yeah, I don't know that we care about that. Sure. Untaps. And a breeding pool takes us down to 7. That is not the life we want to live. So instead, let's just do this. So here, they're at 8. And Blossoming Defense plus an unblocked guy could just be lethal. So first, I think I want to play the Rattle Chains. If they try to Lofted Denial the Rattle Chains, then we will use our Mausoleum Wanderer. And if it resolves, we get to tap this down. Yeah, so we're going to do that. This way our Rattle Chains resolves and we get our guaranteed Nebelgast trigger. Alright, whatever. We'll give this guy Hexproof. We'll tap you down. Alright, sweet. So that's going to be game 1 our favor. So now we've got the Mystical Disputes that we wanted earlier. And I guess we're going to look for room to put in a Shadow Spear because Lifelink is nice. Out. We don't really know that we want Blossoming Defenses. And honestly, no, that's going to be really it. Like, everything else here is just normal standard stuff. So instead, we're going to put the defenses back in and take out the Sixth Sense. I think those are going to be... I think that's better. Yeah, I like that. So that's what we're going to do. So our hand is going back because it's trash. But they also mulligan, so we don't necessarily feel bad. This hand, however, excellent. Here we are going to ship one of our basic islands. And we're done. So, yeah, that's fine. So they have their Wanderer, we have our Wanderer, everybody's happy, life is good, hopefully for just me. But it could be good for them this game, too. So let's go ahead and play our island. And then ship a turn. So if they play, like, Supreme Phantom, then, like, yeah, this could suck. But we have our own if they don't, so we're not exactly complaining if they just, I don't know, swing on us for 1 or something. And that's not, actually, that's actively pretty good for us, especially if they attack. Sick. Alright. No, we are definitely not blocking. Okay, so we have a Spectral Sailor. So here, we're going to go ahead and attach the Obsession here. And this has the ability to force a really bad block off of them. And if they use the block, then whatever, fine. Cool by us. And if they didn't block, then we just get to start the chain of drawing cards. So being up on cards here is definitely where we want to be in life. we don't necessarily care too much about that. So we don't know that we're gonna draw the land for the Nebelgast Herald, so it's not necessarily beneficial for us to. Okay, that's still not even bad. Excuse me. So now this guy's gonna be a 4/4, and we are definitely going to turn sideways with you. Okay, just keep throwing away guys for us. That works. We take those. And doing it like that would actually have been really good for us, because if they did choose to double block, then we would have been able to put 3 damage onto Eagle and 1 onto Wander, and the Wander would have died. So that would have been really sick for us. But now we get to have... Ooh! So now we get to have the option of casting Lofty Denial on anything that tries to come in and help Empyrean Eagle out. Or we just get to start drawing cards, even better. Okay. And yeah, we're happy. We don't need to start doing stuff. We're up on both cards and creatures. We don't need to really do too much of anything else to make this happy for us. So that's going to resolve. And here we are not touching any buttons. We'll just untap. So let's go ahead and play this. No, nobody's blocking? What? Ooh. This is going to be fantastic at some point. Okay. This was easily my least favorite part about playing Blue-White. I absolutely hate Port Town. That card is so bad so often. And we're not going to get cute and try to draw with the Spectral Sailor, because we are already up on places we want to be, really. So here we're just going to play this Spectral Sailor, holding up both Lofty and Mystical Dispute. And we don't need to do anything else, really. Double Dispute's even better. So let's go ahead and we'll just keep the same thing going here, because we are already winning and don't need to press our luck. That's fine. We can just let them keep throwing away guys. That's okay. Okay, so now they're going to try to Spell Queller. Here, we are going to just cast this Mystical. Okay, sweet. Perfect. And that's, what, 3 free guys we've taken from them because of this Curious Obsession? We are casting another Eagle. Here we're going to cast a Lofty Denial because we don't want to really tell them that we have another Dispute. Okay. And here we're going to cast a Dispute. So now they're empty-handed. We have a crap ton of cards. This game is... I mean, it's been over for a while. There it is. Okay. I was going to say it's been over for a while, but now it's actually over. So that was really sick looking on our part. And I think our opponent made some relatively bad blocks just in the face of this Curious Obsession. But at the end of the day, this deck looked absolutely sick here. So I'm really glad to be able to take out a mirror, especially in a deck that, you know, has just as many good but complex lines as we do. And yeah, 1-0 in the league so far. Alright, so we got round 2, and we just won a die roll against, what, Zeph 4, so, I'll be nice. Thanks, you too. Our opponent's going to be a pleasant person. We're going to keep our pleasant hand, and it could use one of our 6 Curious Obsession effects, but I'm not exactly going to complain about a hand with a bunch of lands and spells, so let's take a look, see what our opponent's going to be doing. Confluence, that elves and specifically Confluence? Alright, opponent. Not sure of what shenanigans you're about here, but I suppose that's okay. Let's go ahead, get you started. And this could be one of those matches that like punishes us a bit for not having super deep format knowledge, but that we're on a play and they're starting off with a mana confluence is actually pretty good for us. So let's see what weird stuff happened. Oh no, they're doing some extra cute stuff. Okay, all right. Okay, but they don't have another mana midget, which is a good start for us. So what we want to do here is actually just attack for 2, and in their upkeep, we're going to use one of our Nebelgast Heralds, and we're going to just attack at the face. Like 7 loyalty is way too much. We're going to at least make it so that they can't just start dropping like 5 drops on us. So we don't necessarily know that denying 1 mana is going to do us really any good, but we have the option to, so that's what we're going to play for. And if they like Bone Crusher this guy, then we at least have Mausoleums and stuff, so like it's not just the worst. Okay, cool. So they just let it rock. And they can't play like any copies of Thought Knot Seer on us, so that at least is good. But they could just start playing something absolutely insane, so we'll see what happens here. Garrick's Arbinger, that's fine. It doesn't even have trample. We're okay with that. So, all things considered, it could have been a lot scarier than that. And here, we're going to basically do the same thing on their next turn. We're just going to go ahead, attack the face for 4. Take them down to 10. And in their upkeep, we're going to be able to tap down both the Elf and the Harbinger. So let's work towards that. And we want to tap 1 down here, 1 down here. Okay, another Rootbound Crag. That's fine. See, this is basically meaning that we're not stuck looking at a big bad 5-drop though, so we'll take that. Okay, so Chandra is going to take down probably one of our heralds, but that's okay. That's fine. We weren't going to block this thing anyway. So let's take a look, see what we can get revealed on our opponent's end here. Oh, there's the Bone Crusher Giant that we talked about earlier too, so that's always good to know about. But unfortunately for them, that's what, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 with a trigger? Perfect. So that is going to be game, as long as we can play correctly. And then, I don't know, I'm just going to tap down that, I guess. And there we have it. 2, 4, 6, 9. Oh, it's actually 10, but... Oh, no, it's 9. That doesn't have haste. Whatever. Sweet. And attacking the face. Sweet. So, that's going to be game 1. And here we've got some Aether Gusts. And I think we want the Shadow Spear with them on the play, and even Shaper Sanctuaries. So this -6 cards is exactly the 6 Curious Obsession effects, which I think I actively like here. Like Shaper Sanctuary is probably going to be much better than any number of these guys, since this doesn't get us 2 for 1 and these can. And everything else here is pretty good. Aether Gust is going to be really, really, really sick in a whole red-green matchup, so that'll be nice. I think I like this. This is what we're going to play. And we don't necessarily need to be like super concerned about heroic intervention. The only thing that they even conceivably could play is like Angered Gods to sweep our boards. And with Llanowar Elves and Bonecrusher Giant in their own deck, they probably shouldn't be playing those cards. So I think I like the setup that we just went with here. Also, for anybody watching who's under 21, I'm 35, so I can drink that. You can't. Sorry. So this is definitely not promoting drinking in a game where it's labeled as being 13 plus. That just happens to be what I grabbed. Okay, so our hand's going to be a couple of creatures. We've got the Shadow Spear in both Aether Gusts. This is nuts. Yeah, let's keep this. And then mulligan to 6 cards, making our already good hand look even better. I hope this hand is anywhere near as good as it feels. Ooh, another land. That actually does help a lot. So we're going to go ahead and just... what do we got? Oath of Chandra. Well, sucks to suck sometimes. Oh well. Good night, sweet prince. We're still going to play out the Supreme Phantom, though. If they play another Oath of Chandra, so be it. But if we get to just start rattling off, like, Nebelgast Herald and some other stuff and attacking, then life is very good for us. Sure. What up, Standard All-Star? Also pretty good. Do I want to just make this into a 2/4 now? I think that actually is the play. I think I want to make this into a 2/4 so that it's like a lot harder for them to actually get rid of. If they have, for example, a braid in response to this, then like so be it. They already have to choose whether they want to kill the creature or the equipment. But if they have something really other than a braid, then we are, for the most part, riding relatively free. Like, 4 toughness is a pretty good sweet spot in this format, because everything is, like, shock or is black, as far as removal is concerned. And what do we got going on? That's fine. So, thanks to our Nebelgast Herald, we actually have 0 problem racing this Lovestruck Beast. There's another Supreme Phantom too, so that's pretty good. But we're going to play this guy nice and tapped, because we already know what our play is going to be anyway, just the one Nebelgast Herald. Okay. Confluence isn't really doing them any favors either, so... Glorybringer. Well, we do have a start of combat. Okay, good. Beginning of combat step, let's... put in this Nebelgast Herald, and now we're going to tap down the Glorybringer, so, because we really can't beat that. Sweet. So we'll go ahead and take our 5, but that's only going to put us down to 18, like, we don't even necessarily care about that too much. Ooh, Rattle Chains, nice. So we're going to go ahead and actually just play this out, or do I want to Rattle Chains and then Supreme Phantom? No, I want a Supreme Phantom now. And then we can Aether Gust this Glorybringer. I guess we feel a little dumb later if their play happens to be like a copy of, I don't know, like, not Lightning Bolt, but like Fry or some weirdness. So if that's what they're on, then so be it. But right now, we're going to take them down to 9. And with this Supreme Phantom, that threatens a 1-turn clock. So that's a pretty good start here. And we're still all the way at 21 thanks to our Shadow Spear's lifelink. So we are going to... They have 1 card left. Put Aether Gust here. See if they have anything smart to say about that. if they have like a blossoming defense, then whatever, we tried it. I didn't even know that was in this format. Sure. You can't Bone Crusher Giants anything. Stone Coil Serpent and Lovestruck Beast? Sure. Resolves. More importantly, get that Glory Bringer out of my face. So, what do we got? Lovestruck Beast and Stone Coil? Why would you attack with the 1/1 then? Yeah, like... I'm sorry, opponent. That was not a particularly good attack there. But we do have another spirit, so that's going to be game. We're going to go ahead, just put in Rattle Chains, and that'll... Yep. That'll be 2-0 for us. So, yeah, the Aether Gust was really, really sick there. I have no idea what our opponent's really end goal was. Like, I don't know whether this was some extra weird take on, like, a Possibility Storm deck. No, they have Stone Coil. That's not even it. I think this was just, like, red-green stuff that could have been just, I don't know, cards they liked. So, a little bit of a weird list here, but they clearly had some cards that had the ability to be powerful, like Stone Coil Serpent was sweet. Oath of Chandra specifically doing 3 damage to a creature is always really good for them. And then, like, Lovestruck Beast, just naturally getting them 2-for-1s could have been pretty good, but our self-protecting things, and specifically Aether Gust, were both really, really good for us the whole time. And I think I like the Shadow Spear. So, yeah, that's going to be 2-0 for us, and let's jump into the next round. Aw, yes! So, round 3, and we are on the play again, but with 1 land. Ah! Boo. Alright, chip. That is a lot better, and I will now shut up. So, what do we got here? Alright. Here we are actually going to skip out on this lovely Nebelgast Herald. As sad as that makes me. I like that card a lot. But we do have potentially better things to be doing, provided we draw like 1 more land and maybe a Curious Obsession or something. So we're playing another Llanowar Elf list, and let's see where this goes. Although I do like the idea of the Supreme Phantom. We are going to play the Supreme Phantom in the hopes that doing so doesn't punish us too badly. I think we'll be alright. I'm probably just complaining. So if they play like 1... Oh, never mind. We're fine. Voracious Hydra? Okay. Another Elvish Mystic, so not much we're doing about that. But starting next turn is when we really needed to be concerned about them playing giant cards. So we're just going to get the attacks that we can in while we can. We've got 2 Lofty Denials. And hopefully that will be good enough to kind of carry us through to more land drops. Also, deck, please more land drops. Yeah, so we're definitely not letting that happen. Although, to be fair, I probably could have just waited for it to try to fight and then, like, Rattle Chains it. But that's a really fast clock, so I think I'm okay. Oh, yes, that's a good start. So we're going to take them down to 11. If they play another Voracious Hydra, that is what we're going to do. We're going to let it try to fight one of our creatures and then Rattle Chains it. And then that way we'll be able to kind of fly over for the win here. Same goes if they try to play a 4-drop Vivian. So if either of those are going to be the play, then we have Rattle Chains to protect ourselves. And if they play something that's threatening without being one of those 2 things, then we can play a Lofty Denial. What in the world can Karn get in this format? I think the real answer is I don't know. seriously, I don't know what Karn can get in this format to protect them. So I'm not going to worry about it. They got a Heart of Kieran? Well, we can loft in and all that, so. Alright. Dang it, not a land. Now, this is going to be a really bad look if they do have another copy of Voracious Hydra. But here we can at least kill Karn, make them take 2, and then kind of put them on the back foot. So that at least is going to be a good plan. If we draw another land, then we can Shacklegeist and Rattle Chains and use this to tap down whatever they try to block with. I don't know, say they play like Green Cavalier or something. Nykthos does 3 right now. Another Karn. I mean, what, do you have like another Heart of Kieran or something? Even if they do, that's not that bad. But if they play like another Heart of Kieran, then we can still get away with drawing either a land untapped or a 1-drop and using the exact same Shacklegeist line. So if that's what their plan is, then we're still okay with that. Stonecoil Serpent. Okay. So, yeah, same logic applies. So they try to play this. X is 3. That's okay. So now we want either a land or a 1-drop. That was neither of those things. But this still can't block profitably either, though. So we can just... Yeah, we just attack face. You block 2 damage. You take 5. And they're down to 4 with no real upsides here. Seems good. I like it. Or do we... Yeah, because if they try to just block here to here, then we can flash in Rattle Chains, and then that's going to be too much damage for them to soak up. So let's just attack their face. Okay. So they're going to take the 5. That's okay. Oh, you know what? I know. If they go ahead and block the Mausoleum Wanderer, we're actually going to let that happen. Because their most likely line with Karn is to down tick and try to grab Sky Sovereign. And if they grab Sky Sovereign, then we can just flash and Rattle Chains and protect whatever they target. And actually, Sky Sovereign doesn't kill anything because these are 2/4s. I wonder if these lists play Meteor Golem. If they grab Meteor Golem, it's the same thing. We can still protect it. But either way, we're not going to play anything here. We're just going to let them declare their block and then see what shenanigans we could have. But really, we're just not going to cast a card. A 4th land drop would have been really sick in any of these turns, though. That's fine. So they're just going to go ahead and take that. So now they kept their 3/3 alive, which tells me they're almost definitely going to get Sky Sovereign, which actively works great for us. So I'm pretty sure that's what's about to happen here. And if it's not, then whatever. Chances are Rattle Chains is probably good enough against whatever. Our opponent's taking a little bit of time to tank here, so I'm curious as to how many lines they could have out of the remaining sideboard stuffs. While they are thinking, I'm actually going to see if there's any lists on Goldfish that could be telling us what they have in here. This is not mono green stomping we're looking at. I'm looking more at like a mono green ramp. Let's see, just green? Is this what I'm looking for? This is, here we go. So let's see. The first list I pulled up has Darksteel Citadel, Tormod's Crypt, a Ballista, which is now banned, Grafdigger's Cage, Needle, Damping Sphere, and what else can they get? They can get Green Gear Hulk, right? Artifact or colorless? Artifact. So they can get Green Gear Hulk, Sky Sovereign, God Pharaoh statue, which is kind of dope. Not here, but it's kind of dope. They do play a Meteor Golem, so it was good of us to watch out for that. Great Henge, and that's it for this list. Next list down. This is literally the same. Try it again. Okay, same list. So I'm pretty sure that is just like the stocked bit here. Yeah, I'm on like the 5th list now, and they're all playing the exact same 15 cards in their sideboard. Yeah, not one sideboard has changed by a single card yet. Yeah, wow. I've never seen one list be so uniform across so many players. But okay, so that's the stack. So the biggest, baddest thing they could be trying to get here would be Sky Sovereign, but that actively works out well for us. So like, if we go ahead and block Sky Sovereign with Rattle Chains, we untap, play Shacklegeist, and then Shacklegeist plus a Supreme Phantom can block this down, and then when they try to crew, we let the crew resolve, and then we use the other 2 creatures to block this down, but we will have played another spirit, making Mausoleum Wanderer a 4/4. This is completely lethal, even if we don't draw another land. So that's the goal here. Assuming that they play Sky Sovereign, if they just try to get away with playing like a Voracious Hydra and fighting one of our lords or something, then we already just have the Rattle Chains to protect against that, since this thing doesn't have reach. So that's not really a way to get them out of anything. Vivian can't downtick and kill anything because we have Rattle Chains. And I think that is it for outs they could have. Ballista isn't legal, so that doesn't work. Yeah, that's everything. Sweet. So this game's pretty much wrapped up whenever our opponent actually decides to, you know, participate in this game. So I'm a little curious as to what it is they could be thinking about, other than which route to go with out of, I think, all of those options. Oh, here we go. What do we got? We've got 5 mana. Anissa, okay, that's fine. So Anissa could bring back this Heart of Kirin. Yeah. Five. Right, it's a 5/5, right? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so that's probably the Sky Sovereign I mentioned. Oh, a Shadow Spear. Cool. So that's not bad. If they do this to bring back Heart of Kirin, then they can cast, equip, and exactly 2 mana left over to play the Heart of Kirin. That's not bad. Also, this is the first list that I've seen that plays a Shadow Spear. So, good job, opponent. And that will take them to, what, 8? Yeah. Okay. So this is where we definitely actually want the land so that we can do 8 to them. Even better on their end. Nice. Not mad. Whatever. I don't know that the target matters there. Hey, we got the land we wanted. Nice. Alright, so let's go ahead and play our thingy here. Luckily, we got the land that we needed anyway, so with the 2 Shackle guys, this does guarantee lethal. But without the land, we would have really, really been sweating hard there. Alright, so let's... 1, 2. So, oh! That's fine. I forgot that this thing can crew using planeswalkers, but whatever. Alright. We would like Aether Gusts. Do we also want Shadow Spear? I don't know that we want Shadow Spear. Do we want Shadow Sphere rather than Blossoming Defense? Yeah, and without Walking Ballista, I don't know that we need Shaper Sanctuary in here anymore. But, I think I'm going to keep the Blossoming Defenses. Just the 2, though. And keep all 6 of these draw effects. I think I like that. And here we have a pretty good hand. So we're going to keep this. And we'll see if that Blossoming Defense keep looks good on our end. So we've got a big bad elf coming at us. Ooh, that's even better. So here, instead of playing like maybe this +1 of these, we can play really whatever we want here. But let's see if they don't find a way to kill this Storm Tamer first before I keep talking. Oh, we're doing this? Okay. Well, let's see if this is not a race we just auto-lose. That's a cool addition. Alright. Also, I just plain old appreciate that my opponent's not playing just, like, you know, the stock list. I don't know that I want to play the other Obsession here, just because they do have the mana to be able to play a Voracious Hydra at 3. So we're just going to do this. Attack them for 2, draw our card, and then we have Blossoming Defense up. Yes, yield. Ooh, that helps. So this is actually kind of scary, though, because They do have enough damage on the table to be able to help race us, but another emissary, okay. Also not a bad draw for them either. So what is that? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So all they have to do is draw a land? Or already have a land. One out of two. Another burning tree? Wait, this doesn't have summoning sickness. Never mind. They already have the mana they need. Oh, my Lanta. This is so much. Are we doing anything with all this mana? Whew. Well, that could have been a lot worse for us. Alright, we'll take 4. That could have been a ton worse for us. So, here, I think we want to just drop an Obsession here. So, we'll have an additional 2 draws. If either of them is a Lofted Denial or a Aether Gust, we're not playing anything else. If that is not one of the cards, then we have Mausoleum Wanderers. Okay. So we're going to play one of our Mausoleums and pass. Okay. So we're going to block here. It is not necessarily true that the devotion thing is going to end up helping, really, but, like, just even some number of helping to get some of these creatures off the table could end up being the difference between, like, definitely winning and losing. So we're going to do that. And I'm not going to do anything else here, so let's just attack first. Just you. No friends. One, 2. That actually is a little helpful. So let's play a Supreme Phantom. And we are past the point where saving mana for things is really what we can do anymore. So now we've at least kind of evened up the battlefield. They could just draw one giant thing and murder us with it, but if they're not going to draw a giant thing right now, then this game is actually pretty well wrapped up here because we have 2 Supreme Phantoms. So our job this turn... Oh, sweet. So our job that turn really was just kind of to stay alive. And we did manage to do that, so that was really sick. But, like, even a huge, giant, voracious Hydra could have outpaced us relatively easily there. But still, like, having access to, 3 Burning Trees, the Nykthos, you know, the Elvish Mystic on turn 1, like, that had a lot of potential to be really scary. But, good job us, and we are currently 3-0. Alright, what up, y'all? So we in round 4, and our hand is once again pretty good looking. We got a Spectral Sailor, Obsession, Counterspell, some stuff to do. I am liking where we're going with this. I don't know how to pronounce that. Is it Skyanet? I wonder if that's some weird play on, like, Skynet, but this isn't 1995, so I doubt it. Anyway, our opponent's mulling to 5, which is not the happiest place for them, but, well, seeing as they're our opponent, I don't necessarily have the feel-bads right now. Temple of Red. Okay, so let's let them make their scry decision before we flash this guy in. Maybe they'll, I don't know, put a shock at the bottom or something. Alright. See, this is a bad decision because I should have actually played and attacked before deciding whether I wanted to do this first, but now we're kind of pot committed, so here we are. Um, let's at least see if we're gonna draw a Blossoming Defense. We didn't. That's okay. We'll still just play our creature. Now let's see if our Spectral Sailor can actually manage to... Okay. Got it. Guess they had nothing. Okay. I don't know what I saw coming, but it wasn't that. Shaper Sanctuaries. And my assumption is going to be that they're playing some form of, like, Blue-Red Phoenix. So let's not try our best to get 2 for $1 game, and instead do these things. That's really going to go over here. And we've got one more spot. I don't know whether I want it to go to a Cerulean Drake or an Aether Gust. Neither. I'm going to pick Shadow Spear, because I don't want to think about that decision. Now, I'm going to feel really dumb if it turns out, like, this is just, like, Phoenix with mono protective hands. But, you know what? Never mind. Hand's great. I'm going to shut up now. So let's keep. Is that Jeskai Yorion? Island Mountain Plains. That is Jeskai Yorion. Okay. So now I'm really curious as to what they could be doing, but hopefully we can make most of their plays irrelevant. Okay. So first we are going to run out a copy of Shacklegeist. Will be our first to go. Okay. So they F6'd, which is actually really good news for us. So that tells us that they're not even lying enough to maybe have things like just basic things like Shock and Wild Slash and whatnot. And what's the stupid spell-based one I keep trying to think of? Fiery Impulse. I keep wondering whether that's going to be a card in this format or not. And so far it doesn't really look like it is, but, you know. Wait, 5. Not 3. I wonder if they think I'm going to end up, yeah, no, opponent. Let's just do that. See what happens. And here, we don't really need to do too much because we have Rattle Chains. And if Rattle Chains resolves, we have Mausoleum Wanderer on top of it. So now seeing that they're more of a like control-y deck, we do know that we want Heroic and Invention next time instead of like playing around them being a Phoenix list. And that'll help us against cards like Deafening Clarion. You're just playing it as a creature, that's fine. Yeah, against things like Deafening Clarion, Supreme Verdict, the likes. I don't know, itself, I guess. And a Wanderer. Tap you with these. You too. That's nice. So here, I am going to play that. Click. And see if that doesn't find a way to backfire on us. Narset, Narset, your face. So, unfortunate for y'all, because now, like, a Supreme Verdict still sucks for us, by all means, but, like, we're more okay with that than, say, like, Deafening Clarion isn't that bad, because we have this. So, nope, we don't have that. Still gonna make you pay for it, though. Alright, well, it's bad, it feels bad. That's actually fine. Don't like it, but it happens. Alright. Spell or ability, okay. Okay. So we're just going to put this in here. Tap that stupid fairy down. Not the best. But honestly, this is what we get for like misjudging the deck they were playing, because all we saw was this temple. So I definitely thought that it was just going to be a copy of Blue-Red Phoenix. Oh, that's scary. But instead of being Blue-Red Phoenix, it's Jeskai Fires, and that's a very different matchup. Like, we do have heroic interventions that we could have had the entire time instead of these Shaper Sanctuaries. So I guess knowing that would have been great, but oh well. Ugh, can we beat that chase? I'm not gonna try. So we're gonna pack it up. So we're gonna go ahead and move right on to game 3 here. But that means that we can play these games very differently. Alright, go on somewhere. That means I do want yaw. I definitely want yaw. And where are those disputes? Here we go. Wait, this is the format Teferi is still legal in, which means we do want these. And let's just throw in a whole stack of these. So, hot take. Where's that 6 cents? There it is. I don't know that we necessarily need a Siren Storm Tamers here. I think I just like this. I'm going to play that. And it's probably going to pay off. Nice. Because our hand is good. And theirs apparently was not. Let's play around a Mystical Dispute on their end. Draw blue land? Fine. Not now! Oh, I guess that's what I get for asking, huh? Whatever. I'm still gonna play it for the sake of mana conservation. But, supposed to draw it before combat, not after. Alright. That's fine, because we do have the Supreme Phantom. So if they have a Clarion, this really sucks. Okay. So if they have a Clarion, then our job here is really going to just be to cry about it. Okay, good. A Pithing Needle. Are you choosing Siren Storm Tamer? Or Mutavault? Mutavault. That's fine. That's better. So draw 1, draw 2, and we're not doing anything here. Teferi, okay. So against the Teferi, we are just going to flash in Rattle Chains. Put you. Put a Spectral Sailor in. Let Teferi resolve. Watch him probably put Supreme Phantom back. That's exactly what happens. Yeah. This is not the best look for our poor opponent here, but not really our job to feel too much sympathy here. So that's going to go to face. That's going to go to face. This is going to go to Teferi. So they go to 7. Teferi dies. We draw 3 more cards, which is actually insane. And yeah, I'm just gonna there. So we'll be friendly to our opponent. And yeah, look at that. We are 4-0 so far. So one more round with our blue-green spirits list, and then we'll have to, I guess, do a bit of a recap because this is kind of dope. Alright, so we got round 5 against Tegan Time. I don't know whether that's a reference to, like, the, what is it, the two-purpose and pop group or whatever, but whatever. If it is, I saw it. If not, then it's what it is. Oh, man, we're playing against Yorion. I wonder if it's that, the blue-green, the black-white list that I saw going a few months back. So we don't have a 1-drop here, but we do have a bunch of stuff, including, double Curious Obsession. So if we ever get off the ground, then this hand is still a pretty good look. And we're not doing anything turn 1, so we'll just 6-4 him. Oh. So are we just like a blue-white control deck with Yorion? Is that what's happening here? We'll just play you. Excuse me. Okay. So we see 2 blue-white lands in a row, but to be honest, I am still thinking that I'm looking at a, I'm only going to play one of these, by the way. I still thinking I'm looking at a, an Esper list with, like, Doom Foretold and friends. Okay, that's not bad. So here, I think even potentially skipping a turn with, Lofty Denial up is probably better than just getting wrecked by something. But we don't have to skip a turn, so that's nice. Shoot, to the graveyard. I don't want to look at you, Teferi. So, upsides of playing Curious Obsession. Oh my god, what? Andre, no. Here. That almost sucked. So we get to draw 2 cards, and if they have not Supreme Verdict, then we're really happy. If they have Supreme Verdict, then we're still not just the saddest. So they go up to 13. Is it Supreme Verdict? Yes, it is. We are going to do nothing about that because we can't. But we can flash in a Nebelgast Herald. So we at least still have a very active clock going. All right. let's see what happens here. Omen of the Sea, we don't necessarily care about that. Gideon of the Trials, okay. Obnoxious, but we can live with that. Yeah, sure. I think developing this was probably a little better than potentially playing Blossoming Defense. Ooh. Never mind. Much better. And I'm actually not even going to worry about, Punk Gideon. I'm just going to let him do Gideon things. Face. Face. And putting this up only puts us to 6 and not 9, so there's really no reason to touch that. Yes, yield. Give me more cards, please. And I am a little sad about this not being a tapped or untapped land because we drew Rattle Chains, but okay. Is it another Supreme? It is not, so I don't care. Okay, what do we got? Sweet. We gotta pack it up. Alright, so now they actually are just a blue-white deck. So that's good to know. So we got a bunch of these things here. And things we don't really want against them include, honestly, probably the Blossoming Defenses, because I think the only things that they're going to have against specifically the creatures aren't going to be like shocks. They're just going to be like Supreme Verdicts and Planeswalkers to try to help manage, and this is decent, but not great against that. And our other 4 spots that we don't necessarily want here. Same story with the Siren Storm Tamers. And exactly 2 copies of Shackle. So, taking out Shackle Guys could come up if they're going to play like Shark Typhoon. But I think everything else is mostly manageable here. I don't know if I like taking out that many creatures though, so we're going to rethink before I make that like a final decision. Denial we want, Obsessions, Shaper Sanctuary, Sixth Sense, Heroics. I'm actually going to put 2 creatures back in. And I want them to be the low drop so that we can continue to just keep mana up and do things. As much as I don't like cutting Sixth Sense, I think it is more worth it to have Shaper Sanctuary. I think that's correct. So that's what I'm going to do. That was probably a little bit of overthinking there, but this is not a matchup I've actually played before. So we did draw the 1-drop, and we drew Heroic Intervention too. So I do like what we did so far, and if we drew a Curious Obsession here, then this hand looks insane. Sacred Foundry. Ooh, and there's a Mystical Dispute. Okay, not bad. So we didn't really have to take the 2, but whatever. Hopefully that doesn't matter. What is happening? Alright. This is what we're doing. Yeah. We're just gonna do that then. So looks like we're just looking at like a Jeskai deck now instead. So we are still gonna play our Rattle Chains here though. So do they have like a Lightning Strike? No, okay. Oh. Nice, so let's do that. And it looks like it's gonna resolve. What? Okay. Okay, so this is pretty nice now. So the worst we can do here is resolve like a Teferi, but we have a dispute to not care about that. Also good. So let's go ahead and draw a card first because we don't have a Lord. So we drew a Shacklegeist, okay. And because we specifically drew Shacklegeist... No, we don't need to play anything. I have a Rattle Chains. What am I talking about? I was going to start playing things sorcery speed, but the creature on our table is a Rattle Chains, so we don't need to do that. Like, if they try to play Supreme Verdict, we have Heroic. If they play anything else, then we can just jam 2 creatures. Or 1 plus Heroic, whichever. Baffling End, okay. So we're going to go ahead and let them resolve that. There's a lovely trigger. We have Rattle Chains. Alright. Leave my nice things alone, please. Okay. Now what? Another Baffling End, okay. So here we will just cast a Heroic Intervention? Yes. Oh, is that game? 5, 8, that is not game. It's close. I think we do, in fact, want to take them down to 2. So you become a creature, please. Or that only takes them down to 3, not 2. I can't count. Okay. So here we're going to just play this. And I don't appreciate the fact that neither of these happens to be an instant. Because if they play a Supreme Verdict here, like that, then... Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Never mind. Oasis. Duh. Back to being able to count. Alright, so let's do this specifically with one of these. And we're going to use Oasis here. And now this Mutavault is going to be a 5/5. And that's going to clean this game up. Sick. So, look at us. We trophied. So, that was obviously awesome. And I believe I will be playing this deck again. But that was one of our more overwhelming leagues. Every match, minus the one where we sideboarded for the wrong matchup, was a relatively clean 2-0. So I am definitely suggesting that others try this list. And I'm going to go ahead and give a quick shout out to the person who's apparently originated this list. So a really common Spirits player, the Rift 289, he's made a lot of innovations to this deck. Or rather to the archetype, not specifically to this deck, but also this deck. Just to the Spirits archetype in general. And this take on Spirits is clearly solid, as we just got to see. But if you did like what you saw, just make sure to give the channel a really quick like, subscribe, and everything so that we can grow, make more content together. And yeah, we'll see y'all next time. Thanks for watching.